to the Healing Network. First of all, I would like to apologize for some of the content of the previous episode on relationships. No, fuck it, I don't want to apologize anymore for my stuff. Some of my stuff is pretty good advice, I think. Especially last episode. Well, except for maybe the part about beating your lover. Nah, that's not good. Unless it's in bed and they really, really enjoy it. Moving on, I would like to address a topic brought up by one of my viewers, NetPlayerD, who asks about how to find a job after you've been fired. As you can imagine, I have a lot of experience in this, and I'd be happy to help you out. From my experience, what I usually do after I've been fired from a job is start drinking. Beer, wine, hard liquor, wild turkey, whatever you can get your hands on. And if that doesn't stop you worrying about this problem, move on to hard drugs or healing herbs. After consuming many of these substances, you'll find that not having a job is the least of your concerns. After a little bit of time, when you start having the bills pile up and you start to wonder how you're going to pay them, you should start asking yourself these questions. What do you need a job for in the first place? The answer you're naturally are drawn to is money. So ask yourself, what do you need money for? To pay the bills. But what if, and I say, what if you stop paying your bills? Huh? As you can see, this is the obvious solution. If you stop paying your bills, you don't need money, you don't need a job, you don't need to look for work. You may get kicked out of your apartment eventually, but hey, you've lived with your parents before, you can deal with it, right? And I'm sure your parents are supportive of your alcohol problem and your use of healing herbs, as any good parents should be. Now eventually, your parents or your lover might say, you better get a fucking job or I'm dropping you, or I'm tired of supporting your drug habit. There are things you can do to help you get a job. I like to call it resume padding. Don't try to be too truthful. You'll find that in the long run, this only hurts you. What you should do is use big words. It doesn't matter if you don't know what they mean. Say that you spent 5 years in a lab as a chemical engineer for Johnson & Johnson, doing product tests on rats and bunny rabbits. You'll find this earns a great deal of respect in the restaurant world. Of course, they might say you're overqualified and ask you why you're not working somewhere else, like in another lab. But you can say you're trying to pursue your artistic career and need the flexibility that a waiting job offers. It's always a good one. Other things that are hard to confirm when you're writing a resume is saying things like, I spent 5 years in the Peace Corps working in Africa with underprivileged children. Or when they ask why you were fired from your last job, tell them that your mother had a stroke and you had to stay at home and care for her. And your bastard boss at your other job just couldn't understand the importance of family in these situations. But now your mom's all better and you're ready to work. And if lying to prospective employers doesn't get you that job, you can always lie to your parents or your lover and say, hey, guess what? I got a job today. Leave the house, at least maybe 6 to 8 hours a day. Tell them, bye guys, off to work. And you can spend that time drinking or doing drugs in the park, but just make sure they don't see you. And you'll find when you come home after being away for 6 to 8 hours, they'll say, hey, how was work? And the proper answer is always, it's hard, but I really feel it's time that I challenged myself. And I'm so glad I'm working again. Oh, and can you lend me a few bucks until my first paycheck?